All right, everyone, praise the Lord. Now, going by the title, which says being submissive, you're probably thinking, oh, he's going to talk about wives submitting to their husbands. No, no, no. But put your sticks down anyway, because this subject, just like being submissive to the wife, is one of those subjects in the Bible that gets people to cringe. And this one is about being submissive to government. Yeah, I know. It's one of those cringe messages, but it has to be mentioned, it has to be told, it has to be taught on. Let's see. Romans chapter 13, verses 1 through 7. Let's go. It says, and I'm reading from the NIV, let everyone be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except that which God has established. The authorities that exist has been established by God. I'm going to stop right there. Now you think about that. The authorities that exist have been established by God. Throughout history, you may not like the authority that's in charge. It may be corrupt. It may be good. Now here, especially here in the United States, you will hardly get anyone to say that, well, I take that back, because nowadays there's so much division looking at Democrat and Republican that depending on who's in charge at the moment, the other side is going to say that times are bad, whilst the ones in charge are going to say things are going great. So it all depends. But the thing is, what I wanted to allude to is that no matter what the situation is, no matter how bad you think it is, or really no matter how chaotic things truly are, God is always in control. God always has a hand in things. And I know people will say, well, why would he let things get like this? Why will he let things get chaotic like this? Well, the thing is, we ourselves choose to have things chaotic. Why? Because the way we vote, or the way we not vote for people in office, or what we yearn in our hearts that God knows collectively, that is. He will give you your heart's desire collectively as a nation, as a country, city, whatever, state. He'll give you what your heart desires. Because if you do not adhere to God, then he will give you over to a reprobate mind, as the word says. So, verse 2, consequently, whoever rebels against the authority is rebelling against what God has instituted. And those who do so will bring judgment on themselves. You know, I also look at the recent situation with college students protesting what's going on with Israel and Palestine and Hamas. Well, I'm put it to you this way. Whereas, first of all, just to be blunt about it, their situation has nothing to do with our government. Now, I know there are a lot of connections going on, but I'm talking about the immediate outward situation, okay? It has nothing to do with our government, with our rules, regulations, and things like that. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Now, on the biblical end of that, Israel itself is always going to be protected by God, is always going to be favored by God. Always. Because that is his promise to them. Okay? So, in order to be on the right side of things, we still need to be cognizant of our place with Israel. You see where I'm going with this? Okay? Now, going back to October 7th of last year, they were attacked. They were attacked unprovoked during a national holiday of theirs. Okay? They were attacked, people were killed, and then Hamas, okay, a militant group, took hostages. And mind you, Hamas corridors themselves in Palestine, hiding amongst the people, hiding in hospital. Okay, I'm tongue-tied now. Hospitals, okay, various places that would be a safe haven, mind you. And this is how cowardly they are. And then again, the government, those of the government of Palestine allow this to happen. Okay? They allow this to happen. Mind you that Israel itself is surrounded by enemies. Surrounded by enemies. So their Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, has taken the stance of, we're not messing around. You come at us, we're going to come back at you 10 times harder. And which they have. He's lived up to that. They have come back at them 10 times harder. They have come back at them to the degree that, hey, you're hiding behind women and children. Now, they told them beforehand, we're going to attack. You may want to get out of the way, get out of harm's way, but we're going to come at these people. And since they're playing around with us, not giving back the hostages, we're coming at them. Now, I've noticed within the several months leading up to recent times, that several months I'm saying from October to now, that the news media, ABC, NBC, CBS, have, and the others, have on a daily basis shown women and children, and mainly children, crying, bloodied, or killed on a daily basis. Now, presenting that on a daily basis presents a psyche in the American public. It presents a psyche of, oh my God. And it's even gotten to some Israeli people also. And they're asking, even some people in Israel, a select people, are saying, oh, there needs to be a ceasefire. So what Hamas has banked on is people to be sympathetic. And I knew it would get to this point. Didn't know that it would get to the point of people over here, with college students, getting riled up and protesting. Now, here's where I'm getting to it about them protesting, is that the word says, again, in verse 2, consequently, whoever rebels against the authority is rebelling against what God has instituted. It's okay to protest. But when you get to the point of rebellion, rebellion in the sense of you're being destructive, you're terrorizing, you're being violent, that is rebelling And especially rebelling in the sense of, again, this has nothing to do with us. Okay? Now, funny how if we were to send troops over there, so now antennas are going up, right? We send troops over there. These same people who are protesting, and who knows, there could be a draft. Or now you sending these same people over there to go fight. Oh, now they're going to really rebel because now they don't want to go fight. They don't want to go fight now. See, this is what I'm talking about. But again, it's okay to protest if the protest is for righteousness. Just like during the civil rights era, Martin Luther King leading protest, nonviolent. There was violence, but there was violence with the police officers against the black people. They did not fight back. They were nonviolent. That was a righteous situation because a government is supposed to adhere to the ways and policies of God. When a government goes outside of God, then you have the right to say something. Okay? Then you have the right to say something. That's just like in a marriage. For a woman to be submissive to her husband, and that husband want total submission, he must be in line with God. If that husband is out of line, and he's being, say, abusive, physically, verbally, mentally, he's cheating on her, then no, she should not and is not to be submissive to him because he is not in alignment with God. He must be in alignment with God. You want the full effect of that woman? Be in alignment with God. Okay? Government, you want the full effect of the people? Be in alignment with God. Now, when the people are wrong is when what's going on now. When people are protesting out of a false sympathy. You know, and I had there's a video of one of the women who was kidnapped. And this is just a few days ago it came out. And they're pulling her out of the back of a truck or Jeep. And it looked like she poo-pooed on herself. But actually, the commentary says that she was raped repeatedly. And the back of her pants, which is white, was that was blood stains. Blood stains. And they're cheering on the rapist. The Palestinian people are cheering on the rapist. So.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
I see you know, like I said, these people, they get all in their feelings, and I said this before, and I told Janesta, they keep showing this every day. Really, it's the same thing every day. They're showing this, and the people get riled up, and they're doing that on purpose. The media outlets they're doing that on purpose. Every time there's there's the conflict of, say, Israel goes in and attacks and bombs or whatever. And even in situations where they don't do it, they're showing the children every single day. Every day. But my thing is, where was this passion? Where was this passion with the people of Haiti? Showing, you don't show them on a regular basis. They're going through some turmoil right as we speak. As we speak. They're going through turmoil. Women and children are being killed every day over there. Where's the passion for that? Where's the passion for that? You don't get that. Let me go ahead and finish this. Verse 3. For rulers hold no terror for those who do right, but for those who do wrong. Do you want to be free from the fear of the one in authority? Then do what is right and you will be commended. In other words, don't go around breaking laws. We all know what the laws are. Don't go around breaking laws. It's as simple as that. And the laws basically are saying, it's pretty straightforward. Don't kill anybody. Don't steal from anybody. Those are the main things. Don't steal. Don't kill. Don't do fraudulent things. Don't cheat. Don't lie. Verse 4. For the one in authority is God's servant for your good. But if you do wrong, be afraid, for rulers do not bear the sword for no reason. They are God's servants, agents of wrath to bring punishment on the wrongdoer. Okay, this is why these laws are in place. This is why we have to adhere to the laws, because really it all comes back to God. All comes back to God. See, he wants to see how we react to authority, governmental, because it's the same effect as if looking at him. Remember, he runs a kingdom. We are a part of that kingdom. Although we're separated from the actual. So this is like saying, I want to see how you do, or get you ready for when it's time to bring you into the real kingdom. Because you still have to adhere. You still have to pay homage. Verse 5, therefore it is necessary to submit to the authorities, not only because of possible punishment, but also as a matter of conscience. And that's basically what I'm talking about. Conscience. Matter of conscience. Verse 6. This is also why you pay taxes, for the authorities are God's servants who give their full time to governing. Now, verse 7 is when we come from governmental authority to authority in other spaces, be it at work, with police officers, anybody else that, whatever situation you're in, has authority over you, be it school or whatever. Verse 7 says, give to everyone what you owe them. If you owe taxes, pay taxes. If revenue, then revenue. If respect, then respect. If honor, then honor. I'm going to start right there, verse 7. So that's what that is saying. Be it at school, on your job, in a restaurant. You eat a meal, you're expected to pay. Don't run out on a check. Don't bounce a check. You're expected to pay. At school, you give honor and respect to those teachers. Okay? Again, unless they're doing wrong, or unless they're being abusive, then you come up, you speak, you report. Okay? That's what that is talking about. At your job, give respect to that person over you. The manager, general manager, whoever it may be, the supervisor, whoever it may be, give respect. Give respect. That's what that is talking about. Submission to authority. But then again, these days, we're not seeing a lot of that. Oh, and one last thing I want to also preface. Now, it says I read a little something also on Paul. For most of his ministry, Paul benefited from the legal protection of the Roman Empire. The first generation of Christians received the same freedom of worship and legal protection as well as the Jews. But then emperors like Nero turned on Christians, torturing and murdering thousands of them. Now, history shows that most of them followed Paul's difficult advice, refusing to revolt against the government no matter how hostile it became. I think it's safe to say, now I think Paul overdid it in that manner, whereas you should have said something. You should have revolted, because you had a new government come in with Nero, and he was not compromising toward Christians. He was unapologetic toward Christians. He was evil toward Christians. He was not in the mindset of God. He was opposite of God. So therefore, that was your situation to say, okay, we can't run with this. That's just like with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Perfect example. Those in authority, I can't get it out right now, so I'd say those in authority, well, the king, golly, I messed up right now. Anyway, they were told to bow down and denounce their God. They said, no, we're not doing that. Now, they were being rebellious toward authority, but that authority was out of line. That authority did not adhere to God. Matter of fact, that authority was telling them to denounce their God. So there you go. There you go. So, again, here's a question. When a government, and I've already explained this, but I'm going to say it again. When a government goes against the ways of God, do you protest or remain quiet? And I looked at it this way, and also, like I said, I just gave an example. And I looked at it this way. When God gives the man authority in marriage, I mentioned that, but for a wife to be fully submissive, he must follow Christ. If he doesn't, it gives leeway for the wife, which is why I asked the Holy Spirit, direct me in regarding government. And he said, view it the same way. And just like with the example I just brought up about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, view it the same way. No said.